Do you feel like you've lost your sense of self and you don't know who you are anymore? Have you ever thought, is this all there is? And you struggle to get out of bed sometimes? Well, if you are ready to take back your life, then this is the episode that you are going to want to tune into. I'm so excited. Today we have episode 33 of the Coffee and Confidence Show, How to Get Your Life Back. And my name is Kelly Carrigan. I'm the host. And my business is EmpowerMe Coaching. Me personally, I'm helping people pleasers worldwide confidently communicate with others so that they can create the life that they want, the relationships that they want, and take their life to the next level. So without further ado, I want to introduce today's guest. So today I have Corie Lee Normore. I'm so excited to interview her. She is a girl from Labrador, just like me, and she is like breaking the stereotypes. Like, she's living in small rural community and her business has just taken off, and she's also inspiring people worldwide to live their best life. So please welcome Corie Lee Normore, and please, Corie, tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Hi, Kelly. Thank you. So I'm just a small town girl. I always say I'm just a small town girl, just trying to change a few lives. It's definitely something that's outside of what I thought I was going to be doing, like, back even 3 years ago. So I'm 41. I have a mom of two girls. One is 13 and one is 16. So teenage girls with the challenges of that. I'm thinking, God, I'm feeling a lot better than I did 3 years ago. If not, I don't know how that would have been. I have a wonderful husband and, a beautiful home and just really, really loving life right now and embracing what this new change is bringing forth for me. So really excited to be on here today to help probably empower or inspire some other people to look outside the box, because that's where I think I did. I just started looking outside of the box, and it's very life changing.
That's amazing. As you're speaking, I could hear that song in my head. Just a small town girl
Yeah.
living in Anyways, that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing about yourself. So before we get going and into the conversation, this is the Coffee and Confidence Show. So you know what it's time for? It is time for What is in Your Cup? Why don't you share first, Corie? What's in your cup?
Well, right now there's vanilla biscotti coffee. I'm a coffee girl. I don't drink much tea. Usually Labradorians likes a cup of tea with the boil up, right? But I'm a coffee girl. I think that comes with my love for travel and trying new coffees and coffee shops and just, embracing that part of it. So fell in love with coffee about, I think it was 2010 when I took my first vacation. And it's been ever since. And I was just talking to you earlier before we went live and was saying now I was picking out my mug, and one of my things is mugs and fridge magnets, and like I like different sayings on them. And I actually had two mugs for Christmas, and
Hold it
I'm
up a little higher.
I'm not sure if you can read it or not. It says find something you like and do it forever, but I like to take the like out of there and say love, because it's definitely something that is better than like right now. So like my friend Dana Belbin gave me this cup, and I had another one gave me for Christmas too, or for my birthday. So people know that I love mugs, so they give me mugs and they give me fridge magnets, and my fridge is completely full as well. But it's something that really, really stuck out to me when I got it. It's just like, you know what, the perfect mug for me, and I'm going to find something to scratch out the like and put love there. I am. It's
Yeah.
gonna be there.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so thanks so much for sharing what's in your cup. But I have a question about your coffee. What kind of coffee did you say it is?
It's vanilla biscotti. It's a Folgers brand, like a Keurig blend.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
All
and
right.
it's
Yeah.
not and it sounds sweet. Like, it sounds like this cookie that you put in there. It's not. It's not a sweet taste.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for sharing that. So in my cup this morning, there's always time for coffee, but I'm kind of breaking the rules a little bit. I'm trying a tea. I'm trying a hibiscus tea this morning, and it's a beautiful pink color, and I didn't put any sweetener in it. And yeah, because I'm typically a coffee person. It's a little later for me in the day, so I've already had my coffee, and I'm not that type of person that can drink coffee all day long. So I figured, I'll just give this a whirl this morning. So that's what is in my cup. We've got some comments coming in. I want to remind you all this is a live show. So yes, let us know you're here. Say hello. Let us know where you're tuning in from and what is in your cup this morning. You can actually say what's in your cup or figuratively what's in your cup. So let me just acknowledge a few people online here this morning, Corie. So we've got Lori Bryans. She says, hi, Kelly. I love to encourage others as well. Go to it. I'm listening. All right. Well, hello, Lori. Thanks for tuning in. And Lori also says, hi, Cora. Welcome.
Thank you.
And well, she said, oops, Corie Lee. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's good.
And good morning, ladies from New Brunswick. I know Tabitha is in New Brunswick. Thanks for tuning in, Tabitha. And so Tabitha says that she has tea, Horton's tea for me. And Lori has water in her cup. The coffee is on. Coffee on. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in, ladies, letting us know that you're here. So today's episode is how to get your life back. So let's dive in a little bit, Corie. I always say Corie Lee, but I think I'm just saying it so fast. It's Corie Lee. So I would love to know, what did your life look like before? Because I know that you've gone through this big transition. So just kind of paint a picture for us of what life looked like before you actually got your life back.
Actually, if you looked at my life from the outside, you wouldn't think that there was a big transition because everything looked fine. I had a beautiful home. I was in a nice, good marriage. I had 2 beautiful children, a full-time job at the time, and everything. And I was a very boisterous, loud person, but I think I was even louder than what I am now because I think I had to overextend it to pretend that things were this certain way. And if it wasn't a certain way, then people were wondering, what do you have to be negative or complain about, right? So that's kind of where I was. So on the outside, everything was looking good. On the inside, I was just existing. I got up in the morning. I had 2 small children that needed me, so I had to do the mom thing every day. I had a job to go to. I had responsibilities, and they needed things done, and I had to do it. So I just pushed from 1 minute to the next minute to the next minute. It wasn't overly the things that were going on in my life, but it was how I was feeling. It was I had a lot of it's almost like if you had a toothache for 30 years. Like, it was just that body pain and just irritable person. Like, I was just not feeling well physically. So you can understand, if you have a tummy ache or you have a toothache or earache, you're just a little bit more irritable. But I was like that 24/7. So I kind of got up in the morning and I couldn't wait for about 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the night to put the kids to bed and go right to bed right away so I can get that day done with, to wake up and do the exact same thing again. So that's kind of where I was too. I was feeling like a lot of sadness. I was frustrated all the time. I didn't feel like that, like I was where I was supposed to be, but I didn't see anything outside of that. I just figured I was going to retire this way, and then I would be a grandma and I would still just exist and just fade away or whatever. And I knew there was something more. In my mind, I used to watch movies, and I would not just watch it, but I used to feel the movie and wonder, is there something more? Is there something more? And I always thought it was just for somebody else and it wasn't going to be for me because this wasn't the way. So I just continued to just move on and just be in that state for a long time.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Thank you for sharing that, because I know there are people out there who are currently living like that. They wake up, it's like, I call it the hamster wheel of life. You're going through the motions and, you're doing all those things, like you're having the kids and working and getting things done, but yet always longing for something more, or just, oh, can't wait for this day to be over, or, oh, just get me through this, or, oh, right? Never living in the present moment, never fully enjoying what is currently in front of you and the blessings that you currently have. And you said it's so interesting. I mean, people would never you said you had mentioned that people would never know looking in from the outside, right? Because really it's happiness and getting your life back, as I've learned also, it's an inside job. Would you agree?
It is. And you know what? The blessings, I'm still just as I'm blessed today, but I was blessed back 30 years ago. I was still had the same blessings, but because I was in such a state that I was in, I couldn't appreciate the blessings. My blessings didn't increase because of anything. It's just that I appreciate them. I recognize them now. I mean, I had a very close relationship with God for all my life, and so like it's the more connection, the feeling, it's the reality of the blessings and appreciation of the blessings, and not to focus on all the negatives that was going on, because the life still happens. Just because I'm feeling better and things have changed, I still have life. I have two children, two teenagers that I'm raising, so, and they're good girls, but I still have all those things going on. It's just the mindset and the change that happened here to embrace what's still happening, right? Is no less of a blessing, or more of a blessing when it comes to that, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right, so I have a couple more comments that I want to acknowledge. Um, so we've got Dawn here this morning, Dawn Clemens Kennedy, and I know that it's Dawn's birthday because
It
Facebook
is.
told me so. Happy birthday, Dawn. Anyway, she says good morning to you both. So happy to catch you both live.
I
That's
love
amazing.
Don.
Thanks for tuning in, Dawn. And Lori said, I think those younger years of being a mom are difficult because our kids need us so much. Yeah, definitely. I found that too, like when the kids were younger, for sure. Awesome. And Lori also says, my faith in God is the most amazing help in my life. Yes. Thank you for sharing that, Lori. You guys should connect after for sure. So I want to know, what was your TSN turning point, Corie Lee? Like what was like the biggest change that you made to get your life back?
Well, I think in life you get hit with a big downward spiral to actually, when you hit the bottom, you can bounce back further. So I get a little emotional. I said I wasn't going to do that this morning.
You're allowed.
Um,
You're allowed.
so I lost my job about, um, I say it's 4 or 5 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
And so between that job to when I come in goodness of this, I had a couple different jobs, which, was quite the experience. But so I thought that by losing the job, I was going to, whatever I had going for me was gone as well. So, but you never realized that what you lost could give you so much. So
Mm.
anyway, so between the losing of that job and going into a couple different ones, I woke up one morning, and I was, the last time I weighed was 26 pounds. So like I was a big girl, and I said, like, I'm in the bed, Corley. You need to get out of this bed. You need to move on, or you're going to be done forever. Like I had bad thoughts in my mind. I just didn't want to go on anymore. So I made a decision that I was going to get up and walk, and I didn't. And I had such pain in my joints and stuff. So I used to walk down the road, and I'd be so stubborn. I said, I'm not giving up. I'm walking, and that's it. And I'm going to change my physical. I had only had control over one thing, was what I put in my mouth at that time and what exercise I was going to do. So I knew that I could control one thing. So I started to walk, and, just the outdoors and stuff like that. It made me feel better. And I was coming down on the scales, and, I was starting to feel a little bit better, but it still wasn't what I needed. And I remember my niece put a post on Facebook, and it looked like to me that she was popped with a needle, like her bloating was gone, and she had all these things that she was saying she was feeling good and energized, and how was, so I messaged her. I think I messaged her or called her or something. And anyway, I said, like, what are you doing? Because I'm to the point right now that I am to the lowest point in my life. I need a change. I don't know what it is, but I need something. So, anyways, long story short, I had this blue box come, and I started to, do this program. I was eating well, and I was detoxifying. I didn't know what a detox meant. Nobody ever told me. I had a lot of health issues going on, and doctors didn't tell me what to do. I didn't know what to do. So, anyways, I was like day 2 or 3 on system when I was coming. It seemed like to me that I was in a dark dungeon for 30 odd years. And I just woke up and my eyes, like I could even, well, I used to have so much pressure on my head that my eyes couldn't even open. Like I was just paining. I just can't explain the pain that I was in. And I realized I was like, it was January the 2nd when I started 2017. And I remember wanting to go on snowshoes. Like I'm full of pain and I want to go snowshoeing in January month in Labrador. Like, there was something very weird about it. And I know my friend called me and she wanted me to go with her, and I said, well, I will. And I used to take a lot of pain meds, and I remember like putting on my snowshoes and saying, you know what, I didn't take any pain meds this morning, so like I could only just get a few steps and I might have to turn back. Like we went around that trail once and we went around the second time. I have not taken a pain med in over 2 years. So like just to get rid of that pain, if anybody's in
Mm.
pain right now and they got rid of pain, you have a different life. You have a different life just with that. So that was a turning point for me. Was that box that I had come, the box of hope, I call it. And like since that day, I've, lost 100 pounds and maintained that now for over a year. And, I'm still pain free and like all the, like I'm not allowed to claim medical, claims. So I won't get into that, but it seriously changed my health, turned everything around. I do not take a mid, not one, balance my hormones and like just toxins, as far as I can read in Google, it causes like the brain to cause depression and feel like, so
Mhm.
I guess the toxins that took taken over my body, and I was just at the worst state I could ever be in, mentally, physically, emotionally. It was horrible. And like day 2 or 3 on system, and I felt amazing, and I still do to this day. So, and if you haven't figured out the passion that I got for this, like I could preach this from the mountaintop. Like I remember it's on day 4 of the system. I talked to my husband, and I was in the middle of going from one job to another job. I was actually sitting in the office, and she was going through what I would do with my duties. And I came home, and I said, you know what? I would do this for free. Everybody who breeds needs to know about this, and I'm not stopping until everybody do. And he didn't look at me. I heard the sigh on the phone. He said, okay. And when and I said him, I remember I earned a trip with this company back in June, and he was sitting across from me on the plane. I said, do you believe me now? And he just smiled, and we just flew up in the air. But it was an incredible journey. It's only just beginning. Like I'm so excited. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's really amazing. And, your story is really incredible. And I know personally too, and I have a really big belief system is that, what we put into our bodies really affects our entire health. Um, I mean, and doctors don't always diagnose it. I know me personally, I have gone to the doctor, I've gone to the specialist with joint pain. And I, in my early 30s have felt like, an 80, 90-year-old woman trying to get up off the couch. And, I went and she made me feel like I was basically wasting her time. And I come to find out, the wheat, the gluten, it causes inflammation in my joints and yada, yada, yada. So it's directly related of what you put into your body and how it makes you feel. Right?
Right. Yeah, it was an amazing transformation, and the just the so people like ask me, um, is it just one thing? I said, no, it's not one thing. It was a combination. My transition did not just happen by taking like, the program, doing the program and eating the certain things and, the supplementation and stuff. It had to do with where do I go from here? Like, I mean, I do a lot of, because to be able to help a lot of people, you have to be very, very, very strong up here, and you have to have a very full cup. And if you don't have a full cup, you're not able to, you're not able to help pour into somebody else. So I work on that daily. So it was a transition where it came from like, feeling good, and then sharing with others what I'm doing and getting them feeling good physically, and then helping them move forward and be the best versions of themselves. So I work on myself daily. It's like drinking water. I need to do that every single day. Like, and I love to do it. I love to help other people. I'm not a professional, but as a story can change a life, right? So just
Yeah.
having somebody to relate to, and to, just to ask a question to, and just, I'm struggling right now. Like, what did you do to help yourself do this? So just sharing a story, being a friend, right?
Absolutely. I've got some more comments that I want to acknowledge, Corie Lee. Let me just kind of sift through them here. Dana's supporting you. Dana Belbin, you're doing an
Love her.
awesome job, Corie Lee. Thank you for tuning in,
Guess who
Dana.
gave me the mug? Dana.
Oh, that's awesome.
Got your mug, Dana.
And Lori sends you some hearts. And Lori also says, I love your story. Thank you for sharing.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I have another question for you. I want to know, when it comes to your confidence, because it's the Coffee and Confidence show, how has this lifestyle impacted your confidence?
I think when you start to feel better, whether it's physically or mentally or whatever, your confidence just naturally comes out. Like, I don't walk in a room and say like, "Oh, I'm so confident today." Like, I think that comes with just the way you feel everywhere. But I want my nan always, my nan always says, "Now, don't you get proud because you got that weight gone." So like just being humble about it, just embracing where I'm to right now. And I'm not where I want to be yet. I'm just like I said, I'm just starting with this whole journey, and I'm not where I want to be exactly with the weight loss. So it's just a journey, and you know what? I'm excited to just do it, and whatever, it's never going to end, because why would I ever want this to end, right? It's so exciting just to be able to keep moving forward and helping others, and just excited. Like, I felt like I was asleep for 38 years, so I'm just waking up. I'm only 2 years old.
Oh, that's great. And I know when it comes to confidence, when you are most yourself, that's when you are most magnetic, right? When you like let go of judgment, when you're feeling good and you're just fully, truly, and 100% you, that's when the people get it. That's just magnetic, right? People get attracted to that.
Yeah, people don't like fake, right? So you can't fake this. I remember like people saying like, "What are you doing, Corie?" Like right in the beginning, is like they thought I was doing something outside of what I was doing, and I said, "You know what? Like, I can't explain it until you come into the good of it yourself, number one." And I mean, 2.5 years later, I think it would have gotten old now, and it wouldn't have stuck if it wasn't real. And I mean, it was life changing for me, and so many hundreds more right now, and just like Dawn, even there, like just a difference in her, and it's just amazing just to see the transformation, right, and just the growth in people.
Yeah, that's great. So, if you could give one piece of advice for people out there today, what advice do you have for people so that they can start getting their life back?
I believe, because some people just, if they were like me for 30 something years and not just existing, they don't even believe that they are here for a purpose. Like, they don't believe it. So I just challenge everybody to sit down and see if you're happy with yourself. If you are, you know what? Keep going if you're happy with where you're to. But if you're doing something, or you're in a position where you want more, like, life is too short. Like, do something you love and do it forever. Like, just find your purpose. And if it takes you the rest of your life trying to find that purpose, well, just do that. Start searching, because life is too short to just exist like I did for 38 years. And it did it like 38 years before I found something that, right? And you don't force something like that. I think you just keep your mind open and embrace the different things that happens in your life, and just find what you're supposed to be doing. Doesn't matter how small either.
Mm-hmm. And I want to give everybody a reminder is that I know, like Corie Lee shared in her story, is that, when you lost that job, it was really hard for you, right? And I mean, your confidence can be found within the chaos.
Yeah, that was
Right?
the worst thing, one of the worst things that happened to me was the best thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it forces you to go in a different direction,
Absolutely.
right? So yeah, that's amazing. So Corie, thank you so much for being on the Coffee and Confidence show today. It's coming to an end, and I want to invite you to share with our viewers how people can get in touch with you.
Well, my kids always say, Mom, you don't have Twitter, you don't have Instagram. Well, I do have those too. However, I don't know how to use it. So my main platform right now is Facebook. So I do a lot of outreach through there. So yeah, you can add me as a friend on Facebook. I can put the link in the comments here, I would say, with your help. See, I told you I'm not very technical. And
That's right.
yeah, so like just reach out to me if you want to know more about, even if you just want to be a friend to me. Like I'm not, it's just an experience that I love to share, and being able to help so many more people. It's not about me anymore. It's about the next person that I can help transform like I just did, and it's an amazing thing. So Facebook would be the number one contact place for me right now.
Awesome. And you know what? I have two more beautiful comments that I can't close the show without sharing them. So Lori says, I'm totally with you, with both of you. Keep filling up your cups and spilling over onto the lives of other people. That's beautiful. Thanks for sharing that, Lori. And Michelle Snyder, good morning to you both. You're awesome, Corie Lee Normore. Keep on inspiring.
She's one of my girls that's helped sharing with this too. She's a darling girl. I loves her.
Oh, that's amazing. So that's it. That's coming to the end of the Coffee and Confidence show, how to get your life back. If you enjoy this show, it's a weekly show right here on Facebook. It's a live show. You can join in on the conversation and start to live a confident life. So that is it. I want to say bye. Thanks again, Corie, for coming on and sharing your story. And we will catch you on the next episode of the Coffee and Confidence show.